Welcome everybody to episode 79
Wow, 79.
of the Lookout Podcast.
Like
I know, right? 79. Listen, we're inching closer to 100. We're getting there.
Yeah,
I am here. I don't even want to say the Platinum Chanel Boy this time because the name you used for this had me crying for the first 30 seconds of this. So I want to formally introduce everybody on this episode to Resurrection Jeff.
Resurrection Jeff, man.
Listen,
it's almost perfect.
It's it's perfect, bro. It's perfect. Listen, I'm this close away to photoshopping a whole cover with your face on Frieza. This makes so much sense considering how much you cape for Frieza this entire arc.
You know, I'm a villain. I'm a villain guy too, so it works out.
You're 100% a villain guy. All right, so if you have not been listening for the past number of weeks, first of all, shame on you, and then also go back and binge. Mm-hmm. But Jeff and I, both on the Lookout, have been covering the Namek and Frieza saga of Dragon Ball Z, and we capped it off last week. I mean, last week was a great episode. If you have not heard it, it is still a great episode this week. It'll be a great episode next week, and it'll be a great episode the week after that.
It's a classic for us, for sure.
Absolutely, and I feel like it's a great way to segue because I don't know how we're going to actually cover this on the Lookout because, to be honest with you, it's not a great piece of like Dragon Ball history. This Resurrection F, Frieza Returns arc.
I just think it definitely filled in some pieces, but yeah, as far as like where it sits, nobody really talks about this.
It is not a great arc. However, the fact that we can sort of spin off from the Frieza thing into this, I feel like we kill two birds with one stone. I'm still not sure how we're going to get to Battle of Gods, but we'll get there one day. Nonetheless, maybe we'll King Piccolo, Beerus, something. I don't know. One day we'll get there. With that said, we are not alone on this episode.
No,
because of course, you know, you reeled them in a couple of weeks ago on Showdown. Shout out to Showdown.
We had a ridiculous episode actually.
I 100% listened to the episode. I listened to it during a run. I heard all the ridiculousness and all the other stuff. And yes, this is in manga, but we still got to bring the big eyes guys on the podcast. Welcome AD and Jamal to the Lookout.
Yeah,
finally good.
This is AD's first time on here.
I know, man. I feel like I done made it to the big leagues. I'm not the minors, you know.
Damn, big eyes the minors. Hey, new co-host. Hey, new co-host. New co-host. I'm putting it out there now. You just call us the minors. Hey, bro, you just shot us.
Listen.
No. It ain't even like that. It's like the Clippers and the Lakers. You feel me? Like I'm joking.
Wow. The UPG. I'm Kawhi.
Chill out, man. We all family, man. We all
man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Real. I'm happy to be here, especially with you guys. You know, it's always great to talk with y'all about everything that's going on, and especially with this movie, this entire arc, Dragon Ball. You know, has been in all of our lives, so it's great to be here to talk about this. So.
Absolutely. All right, so we don't have much. Actually, I guess there is a little bit of like outside of the. I was gonna head straight into Resurrection F, but I guess there is a little bit of outside news. For fans of anime, which I assume you are, but listening to this podcast, got news. Actually, tweeted it a bit ago. We have Dr. Stone Season 2 Stone Wars premiering January 14th.
Ah, yes. Not far at all. Thank God. Let's get it.
No, really not at all.
Love Dr. Stone. Come on, man.
That's cool.
This is where everything starts to pick up, bro. This is where everything starts to pick up.
Real,
I'm happy for you, Jeff. I'm happy for you.
It's so good, man. It's good, bro. It's good.
It's good.
It's very fifth period. You know, I get it. But like, we haven't seen enough. We haven't seen enough of the action, and this is the arc right here. Like, this is the one where you'll see it, and I think fans will really take on to it a lot more. But I understand for somebody like if you're not feeling it, I can understand why.
It's not that I'm not feeling it. I think Dr. Stone is. I think Dr. Stone is good for what it is. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, damn, I'm the biggest Dr. Stone. Like, nah, I'm like, I mean, it's cool. Like, I'll put it on, and there will be times where I will just stop watching it, and then I'll look up and be like, oh, cool, something else has happened. So, but no,
mid season, of this arc, you gonna text me, you be like, yo, I apologize.
Yeah, man. Especially, listen, I forgot if it happened yet, but if it hasn't happened yet, I'm pretty sure they're about to invent guns. So I'm pretty sure.
Right there.
But remember who they give the gun to. Let's all remember.
Yes.
It's gonna be a lot of cop
I've
talk
heard,
on this episode.
Yeah, no, it really is.
I've heard the Big Eyes episodes. Yes, I've heard the Big Eyes episodes, 100%. But listen, it's coming. I agree with both AD and Jeff that the Stone Wars is where the series picks up very, very well. So we have that to look forward to. Also coming next month, a week before the Stone Wars begins, The Promised Neverland Season 2.
Yeah, now we talking. Now we talking big leagues here. Now we talking big leagues here.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Promised Neverland. Listen,
This is true.
Quick plug for the manga of the month, which is Promised Neverland. We'll have
Bada
that.
bing, bada boom.
It all comes together.
Listen, it all comes together. So prepare to be spoiled by the. No, I'm kidding. But I think it's one of the better sort of animes. It had me glued to my seat watching it, and then also kind of just reading it as well. So I'm looking forward to you guys kind of recapping the entire thing. I've been rereading. I picked Demon Slayer, if you want to know what I voted for, because I'm currently reading it again.
Jeff, what did you pick?
So,
Jeff was conflicted.
I was very conflicted. No, man, Demon Slayer.
You picked Demon Slayer?
Yeah.
I was kind of rooting for it. Actually, I was rooting for Haikyuu. I can't even lie. I have not
read that.
I haven't. I know that Meelz watched it, and Meelz told me it was really good.
Yeah, Meelz really likes it.
I do really like it. I like just the way it's structured. I haven't gotten through season 4 yet, just in general, because the thing about Haikyuu is, and it might be better to actually read the manga than actually watch the show in this for the standpoint, because I don't like when they're like talking a lot. I like games and like all the other stuff. I really like the matches, which was a big part of season 3. I think it was legitimately the only thing that happened in season 3. It was like 10 episodes of just one match, which was fucking incredible. It's just an amazing way to structure a season.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to that. But season 4, I've been like slowly getting across. I really need to like really hop back into it full time. But it just is what it is. But yeah, man. I mean, The Promised Neverland season 2, they have not dropped. They've done quite a job in not dropping like a full trailer. They haven't dropped. It's not like this big cinematic shit like this Attack on Titan shit where it's like I go back to it every couple months to watch just 90 seconds of this trailer. They have dropped seldom amount of actual visuals from season 2, but in the last trailer it's like 10 seconds and you see them in the forest. They're being chased by what you can assume is a demon, and there are various other things going on. So I'm looking forward to it. I kind of really want to see where everything goes. So,
we're starting 2021 very spoiled. I'm very excited for it. Like even think about this of like everything that's dropping in January. Once that ends, it's gonna be pretty much around springtime. Then everything that comes out during springtime that will be leading into summer. And like we're for the next first half of 2021, we're loaded.
Absolutely. And at some point you got to believe that this fucking Demon Slayer film will show up.
At some point.
Hey, that don't exist, bro. That's just like a whole lot of red right now.
At least somebody's seen it. It's a real thing, and not just as a real thing, but it's like what it's doing for the culture is ridiculous. I mean, as far as
the third highest grossing film ever in Japan.
That's
I was like, yo, what are y'all watching in Japan? What are you guys not watching? I was like, third grossing highest film ever. I was like, what the fuck?
Man,
do you guys get the same films that we get?
I don't know. We show up. I know for the last My Hero movies, everybody showed up in droves, and those turned out extremely well. Even I think Broly turned out very well, and that was 2018, beginning of 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Broly did really well.
Yeah, no, it did really well. It was a very limited release initially, and then once they saw kind of the demand, they started opening up to more theaters, more showings, more everything. I remember it was the first bit of Broly. There wasn't that many showings. Like you had to go get yourself a ticket. And then as soon as the week it came out, and I think a lot of people saw that a lot of people were going to see this, a lot more showings started opening up. People just, and it became a really well-grossing film compared to a lot of anime things, which we expect from Dragon Ball, who has had like pretty much 30 years of, shit behind it. So, it's I'm looking forward to it. Is what I'll say.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's coming. I mean, we're just in a great space right now when it comes to anime fans, and like we got too much heat coming out. Like it's gonna be great. I know when the movie actually does drop, it's gonna do numbers here too. I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna just throw out the prediction. It might mess around and be like the highest anime film released stateside. I'll even say that of just.
I might agree with you on that. Like thinking about it, it is. Really,
I don't know.
It all depends on these theaters, man.
That's very true.
It's got a high bar to clear. It's got the
COVID bar to clear.
Yeah.
Do you think they're gonna wait until theaters to open to drop it? I think it's gonna go just a straight to streaming thing. I think like they can't wait too long.
I really don't know. It depends on what they're actually planning on doing. Like as far as the success that it's already seen in Japan. They have to be looking like, okay, when we push this out to, North America, do we need to wait until it's literally the perfect time, aka people are back in theaters or whatever the case may be, or should we just flip it and sell it to HBO Max or whatever the case may be and make people pay? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I don't know what their true plan is. I don't know what they want to do.
Listen, movie theaters, especially with the whole 2021 Warner Brothers thing, it's looking very slow for movie theaters. Movie theater might end up being like something of the past. Like, remember back then when they had movie theaters? Like, we might be in that kind of transition right now. I don't know. They got to find somebody to make movie theaters popping again because it is insane.
It's about to go like arcades.
Yeah, right, man. I lived during arcades.
Hey, why you gotta bring up painful memories, dog?
Because, bro, sometimes it's like the memories you'll appreciate. You feel me? Like those, while they're bad and we ain't got them right now, we still appreciate them for what they are and what they did for the culture.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Is there any more anime news? Let's take a look. I'm pretty sure I'll let you guys talk about this on Big Eyes this week, but there's apparently an important Chainsaw Man announcement coming soon. I'm pretty sure we got an idea of what it's going to be, but you'll see what happens unless they're like, oh, Chainsaw Man 2.
So you never know.
Hey, listen, man, I don't ever, when it comes to the special announcements and stuff, I have always learned that unless it has been, usually it will leak before they confirm it, but unless I hear some like for real anime news sometime this week, like I'm not expecting an anime announcement to be for it to be.
I like might be a Funko or something, right?
But for real, like they might mess around and I would be more I would be less surprised if they really were on some Chainsaw Man spinoff or Chainsaw Man Part 2. That if they're like, yo, the anime is coming, because that anime news is gonna leak. Like that's gonna be on the timeline by Wednesday. Like
absolutely
Wednesday or Thursday, they're gonna mess around and be out there like, guess what got picked up?
Right. So you're right. So we shall wait to see what happens when it comes. But until then, I think we should transition over into Resurrection F. Sure. Because this is what this entire episode has been about. We brought you guys on to talk about it with us, so we wouldn't have to be the only ones to talk about it amongst ourselves. Resurrection F, a film released in 2015. It was released kind of also around the beginning of not even around the beginning. I guess it was kind of the beginning of kind of the Dragon Ball Super era of whole Dragon Ball thing. In 2015, official release in Japan in April 18, 2015. Came 2 years after Battle of Gods, We haven't talked about Battle of Gods a lot. Just a quick thought, because I'm sure we'll get into it in full, but what did everyone think about Battle of Gods and kind of like the return to Dragon Ball at that point?
It was cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was enough to like.
It was exciting, right, because of what it was. But
yeah, it was like the first new thing from Dragon Ball to like come out after so long. So like it was good to see.
It wasn't Broly buzz, you know.
Yeah, I don't think it wasn't Broly levels in terms of like actually being good in a sense, but for like you said, like it was the first time we've gotten something Dragon Ball related in I don't know how long.
Right.
So the excitement level was there. You see the movie, obviously you're caught up in the nostalgia of damn, like Goku's back. Damn, we got this new transformation, like all these new characters. Vegeta even has like a big moment where he's like whooping Beerus' ass, and you see him like really stepping up for his woman. So it's like it was very exciting, but I think I've seen that movie twice. I think I've watched it twice.
Yeah, that's real. I definitely didn't give it too many spins.
Yeah, about to say.
Yeah. It's an interesting movie. It's still labeled as Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F, so this is clearly, you can tell it was kind of created in like, okay, we're still doing these Dragon Ball Z spin-offs. We're still trying to kind of get the general feel of what's the temperature, what's everything out there, even though it comes out after Dragon Ball Super comes out, but you can tell it was maybe even like designed hopefully before then, and then it led, the Battle of Gods kind of led to the whole Dragon Ball Super kind of rollout and all of that. Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F, I remember going to see it in theaters in the United States whenever it was released in North America. Oh, it says it was limited release in North America between August 4th, 2015 and August 13th. So evidently, one of those dates, I definitely went to go see the movie. I was talking with AD a little bit earlier before we recorded. I remember specifically, I think they had a website where you can go to because it was a limited amount of theaters, a limited amount of tickets. It wasn't like a mass release like this, the Broly movie was. It was limited theaters, limited seats. Go reserve your seat so you can go see this movie with people. And that's exactly what I did. I remember going and seeing it. I want to say I definitely saw it with Carlos. I'm kind of sure I went with Jimmy, but I definitely saw it with Carlos. We went in. There are obviously, weaves with blue wigs on and all types of other shit that you only see at Dragon Ball films. Yelling out abridged quotes and stuff like that, and all the other stuff like that. And we were just ready to see the movie at that point. We were just kind of did. Well, let's start with AD. What are your first memories of like seeing this movie?
My first memories, I didn't really go into the theater for this. I remember being in college and I was like, yeah, this is all exciting. This is all, but college student things happen. So it's just, you got to see it any way that you can. So I won't say anymore, but I remember seeing the movie. I remember all the hype behind it. And I was just excited to see more Dragon Ball because, it's been so long since we've had it. So first time seeing the movie after Battle of Gods, I think the Battle of Gods game came out around that time too, or before then. And I just remember saying like, okay, I want to see what happens next. And so we get this movie and I'm like, yeah, this is kind of okay. First time watching, I'm like, all right, purple and gold Frieza. I dig the new art style, like everything that's going on, 3D animation they throw in there. It was kind of but we got Dragon Ball Fighters that kind of does the same thing. So it's just like, okay, it's something to work with. But all in all, I think for when I first watched the movie, it held up pretty well. After rewatching it, we can talk about that later.
We can absolutely talk about that later. Jeff, what are your first memories of remembering going to see this movie?
I saw it on the internet, actually. I didn't get to see this one in theaters, but I will say, because it is obviously based around Frieza, the movie was automatically going to be tapped in to anybody who's a Dragon Ball fan. So if there was a movie that people forgot about per se, like that time went by, I guess this is the one that it would be, because people are still going to revisit it every now and then just because it's Frieza Goku. You know what I mean? Like just off the magnitude of that fight. So I mean, but when I first saw it, I mean, I was interested in it. Like AD said, I like the new. I like Golden Frieza. I thought it was a cool concept. Although it does get like it does kind of get carried early on in this movie. The movie has its issues, but
Absolutely.
I get the hype surrounding it. And as a kid, not as a kid, but when I watched it for the first time, I understood like why it needed to happen, and I was excited at the time. But again, watching it over, man, I don't know. There's not a lot really to it. Everything happens fast. I think the pacing is awful, actually.
Absolutely. Jamal, a fresh-eyed 19-year-old going to see this movie. I mean, I don't even know if you went to see this movie. What were your first thoughts of seeing this movie?
I was on the Jeff status, bro. I went to the dark web to go see it.
Damn, I was the only one who saw it in theaters. Damn,
man, listen, I was. Well, the funny thing is though, is that I didn't see it like when it released. I think I saw it like a year after. So I didn't even see it off rip.
Fair.
So I saw it like a year after. I was just like, man, I was like, let me just watch this movie. And
they got new movies? That's cool.
Yeah, like that's really how it was. Like it was really on some me just being on the internet and then me seeing something about a Dragon Ball collab or something like that, and it brought up the movie. I was like, oh damn, new movie, let me tap in. And so went to the dark web, went watched it, and I was like, this felt just like a really long ass episode of Dragon Ball. Like that's
well, guess what? They split it into 7 episodes of Dragon Ball. So
yeah, they did. And that is the very funny part about it, is that then when Super drops, and then it's pretty much them like, you know what? We have no idea right now what we're gonna do.
So here's some pieces.
So let's just split up these 2 movies into some episodes and just see what happens.
God.
Yeah, man, I didn't. When I watched it, I was like, man, this is cool. Like, we got a new transformation. Another one, Frieza gets a transformation. I was like, okay, that's a little different. But like, other than that, I didn't like at the end of this movie, I didn't like leave, quote unquote, like this feeling anything. I was just, like I said, it just felt like a very long episode, and I was like, all right, like that was cool. That was like an hour and a half that I can't get back.
No, wow.
Yeah, man.
I'll say this. It kind of reminded me. It still had that kind of glossy glow and Battle of Gods thing. I was still under like the mindset of like Battle of Gods, and maybe it's because I wasn't super into Dragon Ball at this time. So I know people who are going to listen to this who are super into Dragon Ball, going to be like, "No, bro, Super was announced. This, that, the third." At that point, if you know me, and you know the whole thing of this podcast, I didn't even see Super. I didn't start watching Super until 2018.
Yeah.
So there was none of that. So to me, looking at this movie, kind of had that still kind of glossy glow of like the Dragon Ball plan to eradicate the Saiyans kind of thing that was like attached to, I think it was attached to a video game.
It's something like that.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2 or something along those lines. Like it was attached to a video game, so it kind of had that same kind of like animation to it. So it's like, oh, they're doing more like stupid series like about stuff, or like the little series about Vegeta's brother that
horrible. Oh, I remembered like the side story stuff.
Yeah, so it felt like, oh, they're still doing like 30th anniversary, 25th anniversary, 20th anniversary stuff. Oh, okay. And that's kind of how I did when I felt Battle of Gods. I had no real anticipation for like, oh, this is going to spin off into a series. And the same thing was kind of with Resurrection F. I think I had known Dragon Ball Super started, but someone told me they were just recapping the movie. So I didn't even bother to watch it, and then just didn't watch it for like 3 years. But once we get to the actual movie itself, I mean, I was excited. All right, so the overall, I think our overall... What happened?
The first half of the movie is shenanigans.
Oh, it's pure bullshit. First half of that movie is the first half of that movie is, Jeff is right. It is nothing but shenanigans and nonsense. I don't know. They were just in there. I promise you, they're in the writer's room just throwing a dart at a board or whatever it lands on.
It looks like it was meant to be split up into episodes.
Yeah.
Like even when you watch it as a film, that's why I'm not Meelz. I hope that they did this movie before they made that decision, but if they didn't, it does make sense because I mean, it's a perfect split this shit up into 6 episodes and keep it pushing or whatever. Like it's cut weird.
I'm pretty sure it was part of the show, and then they decided to make it into. Well, yeah. I don't want to say I'm sure.
I don't know.
Well, I'll say because I did watch this arc before watching the movie, so I will say that there are a lot of parts that get expanded and explained in Super, and there are a lot of like reused scenes from my perspective. Like one of the later scenes is kind of like flipped. I'll say it when we get there, but one of the later scenes you could tell it's pretty much the same scene but just mirrored, and so you could see that they reused a lot of assets. So I think you guys are right in assuming that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, both of us watching all of us watching Super, we know that I guess budget was a true a true hindrance in Super when it came to the animation and stuff. So I'm not surprised. It was like, well, let's make a show and then we'll cut it up, but first we'll release it as a movie. And then we will release the rest of it and then kind of figure out from there. So I'm not surprised at that because there are a few things that specifically I remember from the show that I was like, wait, why wasn't that in the movie? But, everything is just confusing at that time. Let's kick off the movie because we start off with the Frieza Force still kicking. The Frieza Force with no Frieza, still under the legions of Frieza. Couldn't be me. My boss is dead.
They was riding for no reason, really. Like they low key lucked up in this movie. They were scouring the earth for I don't know how many years, thinking that they was still thinking that they had pool in this universe. It coming up, pulling up on planets like we freezing. They're like, man, you got murked. Like what?
Right?
Yeah.
Listen, Frieza at that point owned 70% of the Universe 7. Before he was assassinated. I can't imagine how much people were just like, we heard Frieza's dead. Frieza dead? Man, get your bitch ass off.
Everything changed. That was
people were walking around with their little their Frieza Force uniforms on, getting jumped on planets. Like, man, get this nigga out of here.
Namekian's like, nigga, get off me.
You got one guy playing
Kirk Franklin. He came home to nothing, man.
Frieza really did come home to nothing. He said, y'all squandered everything? It was like, dang, bro.
Lucky he had his ship still. Really?
Hey, his ship was probably got boosted for parts. All them parts were used on that ship.
Listen. Frieza Force still kicking throughout the universe without the influence of Frieza, but they've got a plan. Their plan is find the Dragon Balls, revive Frieza, and that will somehow equal to profit, probably.
So start.
They're looking for a Namek. They're like, yo, we don't know where this new Namek is. We don't know like, did someone rechange the universe on us? Like, where are these Namekians with the Dragon Balls? And then they're like, fuck, we're going to have to go to Earth. And they're like, that's dangerous. I was like, Earth? Dangerous. Dangerous. I'm so used to Dragon Ball Z. People come to Earth and just pull up and just start blowing shit up. Like, fuck a dangerous thing, but I guess because now Goku and Vegeta live there, they're like, oh, it's a little bit dangerous. Let's not go to Earth. Quick sides. How do you guys feel about the remixed Saiyan armor throughout this film?
You talking about like Vegeta's black joint and all that?
No, not Vegeta's actual thing.
About the new Frieza armor, right?
The Frieza armor, yes, the Frieza armor.
It's dirty work. It's nasty work, man. I don't like that at all.
I will say the only person who I like is the big red dude because he doesn't have like the pointy shoulder pads. He got
I agree.
Like that's the only one.
But he ain't got no pants on though.
He ain't got no pants.
There was a specific scene in the show. I was like, why would you show this from this angle?
Bro, Frieza really,
I know exactly.
He really came back to no organization, no nothing. Like,
bro, he came back and he was just claiming captain. He was just claiming different roles. Like, homie, like, hey, Frieza got resurrected and dude started talking out of turn immediately.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, listen. So we're introduced to the person who's been taken over free of Frieza Force. In the interim, his name is Sorbet. It's hilarious. We also introduced to Tagoma, who has a bigger role in the actual anime, but in the film, he's there and then he disappears.
Yeah,
he got
he's not even really killed. Yeah, he gets blasted, but I mean he gets brought back. But at the same time, when they reach down to the planet, he's there, and then he's no longer in the movie, which is hilarious. So they enlist sidebar / force the gang of Emperor Pilaf, Shu, and Mai, who I thought when I originally saw this movie, I was like, oh, how delightful. I know these people. And I like that they're kids. I don't know why they're kids. Did they do? Oh, they did the Wish and Battle of Gods, right?
I think so. They did the Wish and Battle of Gods, and they were sent back to be younger or something like that. I remember, but I
love them. I don't know. They're just funny. It's just funny. Yeah, they're great. They collect the Dragon Balls successfully, which allows them to wish back Frieza, and Shu, who uses his second wish to, wish for 1,000,000 Zenny, which is hilarious. But Frieza's back, so listen, you should have asked for more, but he said, strictly in the dub, they said, I did not want to wish for 100,000,000 Zenny because I don't want to become like the people whose parents own nightclubs. And I said, that sounds like a specific race of people.
Yeah, that was very specific.
Wow,
that was dirty.
Hey man, Dragon Ball got a little man. They got a thing with the racismo, man.
They do.
Listen,
they do. Did y'all like Frieza?
Hello.
I like Frieza taking a jab at Planet Namek.
That's what I'm saying.
What did he say?
When he was talking, he was just talking about the planet again. Like I think he said something along the lines of it being ridiculous and nobody caring about it.
Listen, Frieza was talking.
Frieza was talking greasy this whole movie.
You got to think.
First of all, he came out.
Go ahead.
He comes out the pod. I think it seems like he vomits. I'm not sure if he vomits.
I think he just had like that fluid in his body.
Oh, it's probably was in his mouth. Yeah, probably. Ew, that's nasty.
Yeah, a little strange.
First of all, being put back together in your fourth form and then somehow being in your first form, I won't get it. But,
hey, yo, wait, real quick. Can we talk about how he was revived and he just like splattered all across the ground? Can you just like imagine just live? And he was alive. So he's feeling all of himself across the ground, just like squirming as he's revived. And I'm just like, dog, like,
yeah,
you got to wait for this.
They got special regeneration thing. They put him back together. It was like, yo, get his eye, get his toenails, get everything. They put him back together.
It's disgusting.
Frieza's mad that it took him this long to bring him back. It was like, yo, Frieza Force must be trash because it feels like a millennia since I've been back. And yes, Frieza, it's been about like 20 years, to be honest. They said, Frieza, and we were going to use the second wish to bring back your father, King Cold. And he's like,
hold on. He was like that. Frieza, hold on 1 second, man. You're going too far. I don't need him here.
Listen, my dad's a little extra, okay? I don't even know if we really need him back. He doesn't even...
Hey, you know what? I feel it. Listen, I feel it.
He doesn't even really know
I would have been on the same vibe. I'm like, man, that's it, bro.
It's a lot of work, too, to go collect them again just to bring my King Cole back. That's not really that deep.
King Cole just be chatting,
Really
he just be talking.
Very flamboyant, though.
Yeah.
He is the most useless character in Dragon Ball history. I'm sorry. I'm glad he's
one of definitely.
I told you, to be honest, King Cole doesn't matter until they show us Frieza's mother. If we can see Frieza's mother at any point in the future, then that could be a funny dynamic. But other than that, I don't.
Hey, I feel Frieza's mom was probably on some. She was probably on some OC shit. Frieza's mom was probably badass on the low.
I don't know, man. Me and Meelz were talking about it a few episodes ago. I can look at her being like a complete sweetheart. Could you imagine?
That would be funny, but I don't know. I could see her being like, I
could see her being like Killua's mom.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
They're like, damn, she's the evil one. Shit. That's crazy. So this, they've got Frieza back. Frieza's also like, yo, I'm a little bit weak on the weak side. It's been a couple of years. I'm not really trying to get hemmed up by Goku and Vegeta again. I'm going to do something that I've never done before in my life, and that is train. And it would have been cool to see a training montage of how Frieza actually trains.
Yeah, that would have been nice. We don't know what he did.
No. It's some off-screen shit.
What did he say? 1 point something million? That kind of pissed me off.
He said a power level?
Yeah. He said a power level.
Yeah, he does. Huh?
He says a power level. He
does.
He
say
said something about like 1.8 or 1.5 million. I was like, what?
Well, the fact that they still got. I mean, I understand though that like I think only Saiyans the only ones that can sense power levels. They don't need the scouter, right?
No, Frieza Force definitely can't.
Yeah,
the Frieza Force.
Yeah. I mean,
I just didn't know why he said it. I didn't know why they needed to say that.
Frieza Force, the only people that really care about power levels, like
because they're weak.
They're weak, yes, bro. Listen,
they gotta know.
Hint, you can tell that they're weak because once again, when Frieza came back, he was highly disappointed in what he saw. He was highly disappointed in what he saw. He was like, "This is not the Frieza Force that I created."
Shout out to Goma, who says, "Frieza, shouldn't you just ignore Goku and the rest of the Saiyans and just go back to conquering the universe?"
The stupidest thing to say to him.
That man gave him the steakhouse so quick.
Frieza's like, "Who's your man's over there?"
Yeah, like, are you kidding me?
He threw him up to the glass. He's like, "Watch this. Out the window."
Moving on.
Moving on. Seal that up. Force field that something, and then clean it up. Because they were like, "Oh, Goku's power is surpassed Majin Buu." He's like, "Oh, Father told me the only two people not to mess with in this universe are Majin Buu and Beerus the Destroyer." I was
that's
like,
some real shit, though.
Yeah.
How convenient you bring this up now and not through the rest of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, for real.
He's like, interesting. Okay. All right. Well, don't mess with them. But guess what? I'm going to go find Goku. We're going to go to Earth. That's what he says. He's like, we're going to go to Earth. I'm going to beat them and then I'm going to blow up the Earth. So it's essentially what he had planned the first time.
Yeah.
He said, yeah. He woke up. He was like, "Man, listen, the plan don't stop, homie. Listen,
the plan don't stop.
We still here."
Part 2. It's the remix.
It's
everything, man. Listen,
it was a Mariah Carey remix because he had the shooters with him this time. He had 1,000 shooters. With him.
Listen. We about to get to that point soon. All right, let's go back to on Earth. Jocko appears. This is the debut of Jocko in this series.
Big cop. Y'all know how I feel about cops.
I'm not a fan of Jocko. But I
really
I like his purpose and I like his purpose in the anime more than in this movie. But I don't know. Like, I don't like it. Maybe it's because I don't care for the design. I know it's not supposed to be like
pose. I like the pose with the fingers and everything. I like his little fight scenes.
Ginyu Force would have put that boy in a body bag and a pose off.
But he's not. He don't take himself serious like the Ginyu Force. Man, it's just like, yo, I'm not even trying to like be here. Like, I heard Frieza. I came to warn you guys that Frieza show up, but I didn't like come to like beat Frieza. Like, we the cops, but we afraid of that nigga. Like,
that's basically what he said.
Like, I just came to let you guys know that he's coming. So,
Jocko is just Chief Wiggum of anime. He's just Chief Wiggum of Dragon Ball.
Jocko came and said, "Listen, Frieza's on his way to Earth with 100,000 niggas, and he will be here in about an hour." What?
Bulma was not fucking with this shit at all.
Hey, Bulma was not. She was not with it. She was like, "Man, listen.
You know how long it takes Krillin to train for these things?" Like,
oh man, listen. Hold on. We back on Earth now. We really got to talk about that dumbass haircut my man had. First of all, when he just listen, what doctor he go to? What doctor he go to for them hair plugs, bro?
Tiger's doctor. I don't know. I just
damn.
It's just Tiger's very open that he got hair plugs. He's very open.
He is. He's putting people on with him too.
He's 100% very open.
You must get like $5 off for every referral.
Easily. So Bulma informs Krillin, the first person. She's like, let me call Krillin.
That's really horrible. Like, imagine that's the first call you make.
They just been through a lot together, Right. He's up there on the list.
She wasn't even really calling Krillin to like help. She was really calling him to like gossip about it. She called him like, "Bitch, guess what? Guess who coming to Earth, girl?"
Frieza's coming.
Frieza's coming, girl. You might want to pack up. Can 18 and
listen, get some handcuffs for that man. I don't know, get the big ones because it's gonna be a little bit different. And he's like, Frieza, damn, I gotta put my new gi on and all this other thing, shave my head, refuse the help of his very strong wife.
Yeah, bro. Like, what? Hey, listen, I would have sent her instead of me. I would have been like, shit, you go, I'll stay home with the kid.
Real quick, they do like bring that up in Super though. They explain like if it comes down to Krillin actually dying, then 18 would be the only person who could stand to like save their daughter. So I was like, all right, cool.
That makes sense. Okay.
Damn, imagine that. She said, you gonna go first because I don't really trust your ass.
Well, you are an android, so you know.
I mean, is she an android?
We'll figure it out.
There's a lot of.
She's an android.
There's a lot of weird.
She's an android.
I mean, there's a lot of weird things going on.
I've been watching Tournament of Power as well currently. Don't ask me why. I just am. It's just comforting for whatever reason, just to kind of watch it. I just have it on, and she's very much so an android. Now let's go into also there's a moment Piccolo's watching Gohan's kid. Gohan walks in, etc., etc. Also, Gohan and Piccolo at some point feel that some evil force is coming, and that they should get ready for some shit that's about to go down.
Hey man, this is the most swaggerless Gohan has ever looked in this entire series.
Looks frail.
He's mad swaggerless. He's like more like. Sandman looks better than this, than whatever we're saying here.
He's not shopping. He's not shopping at all.
It's funny because he did just walk in from shopping. He had like a whole bunch of stuff like in his hands with Videl.
He getting a bag though. I will say that he getting a bag. He got a little crib.
Fellas, do me a favor right now. Try to log on to Crunchyroll.com.
Oh Jesus!
Is
it that time?
It's already.
Is it that time?
Already?
Hold on.
I told you it was going to crash, and here it is. Error occurred.
Damn, my joint not even loading.
Hold on.
I'm about to
go to
I'm gonna mess around and get the spinning wheel of death trying to go into this.
On Apple TV, I got the server error.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
The website not even loading.
Yeah.
Damn.
It is crashed.
I'm telling you. I mean, listen, man.
Yeah, this bitch blank.
I know this is going completely. I know we going completely off this, but like off rails. But AOT is very loved. Attack on Titan
100% loved.
Very, very like the people. Like, there's no middle ground with AOT. You either completely love it or you just hate it. And the people that love it will ride and die for it. So I'm not surprised at this at all.
I'm not surprised, fellas. Try to log in to Funimation.com.
They're both down.
They are both down.
Verve seems to be up. I'm about to try to play the episode.
Funimation now. Let's see.
Check Verve. Verve is the last. I'm
not even trying.
The last of the Mohicans.
Nope. It's not loading.
I can't get Funimation. Funimation down.
Listen, it is down. Listen, Attack on Titan, the impact. That's all I'll say right now. A nice little aside. I wish I had bet money on whether it would have crashed or not because I knew it was going to crash. Let's go to the land of the gods or wherever there is. What do they call it? Whatever. We're fucking Whis and where Whis lives and Beerus sleeps. Yeah. Goku and Vegeta in new fits. Very new movie exclusive fits. How do we feel about the remix to their fits?
I actually don't care for them. I don't like Vegeta's at all.
You don't like Vegeta's? I actually like Vegeta's more than I like Goku's.
I like Goku's more than I like Vegeta's.
I
don't like how they glued the side of the hip panels. I don't like that.
I'm kind of
like that's nasty work.
Yeah.
You're indifferent?
Yeah, I like Goku's blue boots. I like that shading of blue for his boots. But other than that, and then the black for Vegeta it's all right. It's something different because we always see Vegeta in like the blue skin tight suits and everything like that. So it's kind of nice to see him in like a different color.
Vegeta and the ones.
Maybe because they're like, oh, he's about to be Super Saiyan. Essentially, they took all the prominent blue things off of both their uniforms. Because maybe they're like, oh, they're going to turn Super Saiyan blue. Maybe the blue might be too much
it might
blue.
be in the way. I can see that for sure.
Yeah, but then they change them back to the next arc, and they all blue and crazy, all this shit like that. So who knows? Who knows? I don't know.
This is the most colorful Dragon Ball has ever been. And
I agree.
Yeah,
like the colors in this are absolutely insane. And this is going to be a hot take because I don't feel that they were like the first to be this kind of like, I wouldn't say just like colorful, but it's like popping type, colorful. Like all the colors are very vibrant, and I think like all of this really set the tone for a lot of different animations that come out after Resurrection F.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that was in my statement.
I was going to say, I think it's kind of also because, this is Toei Animation, and because I'm a One Piece fan, and they both are animated by the same studio. They kind of like shared designs. I kind of see it like, One Piece is a little bit more colorful. It's a little bit more vibrant, and they put out a lot of movies. And I kind of see like shared like styles and traits when it comes to the animation and like designs, even though like they're different studios. It's like, they're not made by the same writer or anything, but kind of the animation, all the designs, the color, it all like blends together. And I really like how they do it. It's really something different. And I don't think we've seen something like this since early Dragon Ball, to be honest, like with all the different colors and designs, like as far as I could tell.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Oh, look, Crunchyroll coming back for me. Crunchyroll coming back.
Is it reviving?
Oh, Verve is back.
It's reviving.
It's the main episode right now.
Yeah, I'm about to say Funimation is up too.
All right. Listen, maybe they just all took it down at the same time and just like, yo, let's just slowly upload this all together at the same point.
Man, listen, they're working triple time, bro. Make sure them servers ain't
absolutely crashing. Definitely on Sundays. What? No, come into the office. Wear a mask. Come on, we got a hand sanitizer over here. We figuring this shit out. So back at the land of the gods, Goku and Vegeta in their new fit are training with Whis to become stronger, and he is trying to get them up to speed. He is trying to kind of inform them of the ways of like, my man, you guys are thinking way too much when you fight. Mm-hmm. You guys need to move. All of your body parts need to move independently to where you're thinking, because you are not truly going to achieve this level that I am at until you're able to achieve that. And later we would find out that all of this would be leading up, obviously, to Ultra Instinct or Autonomous Ultra Instinct, depending on what kind of version you watch of the show. Which is nice. It's nice that they're thinking kind of forward, especially it's very rare that they plug something here and it pays off way down there.
It needs to be done way more. It's something, Meelz, you mentioned something earlier about how come we didn't know originally that King Cold told Frieza to never, ever fight Boo and Beerus. Now, obviously, I don't know if Boo and Beerus were even in the plans when Dragon Ball had existed, but that would have been nice to know. And then eventually we meet these people, 5 years down the line. Like, they don't plugging things in like that and then waiting a long time to hear about it. Super takes advantage of it a good bit. They did it with Oob. If you're reading the manga, we now know that did have a plan when they mentioned it previously. So I like those type of things in anime, and Dragon Ball needs to do it more.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think one of the things I really like about Super is while it takes pre-existing things that have already been talked about but not really covered in depth with in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and it tries to elaborate on them more. Like, we get introduced to all of these characters, but while the stakes have been high, now that we're getting introduced to like God of Destruction and like whatever Whis is, now we're seeing that the stakes are being raised even more. And as we talk about the fight when Frieza comes to Earth, it plays on that a little bit more, and Super does a great job, in my opinion, of trying to elaborate on details that are, well, they're just being like talked about now, but they're like throwaway lines, and it's like, why didn't we get that? Like you said,
right? And then you have what's my man on YouTube? Oh God, what? He makes the videos. Let me actually look for his name. We have one of those guys on YouTube be like, actually, they explain this, and you gotta go back. You gotta go back to the episode.
Yeah.
Who the fuck am I talking about?
Yeah, it'd be something that they say in
Geekdom 101. There you go.
It's like in passing during a filler scene.
Yeah.
And
you
really meant something.
Because I remember specifically when Ultra Instinct was revealed, there were so many videos of like, yes, here's when it was initially mentioned, and they go back to the scene where where he mentions moving independent to all your things. I was like, wow, that's rare, because usually Dragon Ball Z is like, yo, you got to figure that out, and by the end of the arc, you figure that shit out. But
Exactly.
you know, who knows? We talked about it last.
Dragon Ball is very unserious sometimes, and then they try to go back and double back and be like, oh, actually, this is actually something very, very serious, and this is very important. And then I don't know. I just it makes it feel like they're scrambling for something. You know, like, oh shit, we don't know what to write about. We don't know how to tie this in. We don't know how to yada yada yada. And they start making these like weird connections out of just nowhere. And like, although they're very important, they don't feel important because they just come out of like a, you know what I'm saying? Like, why didn't we know? You know, that Boo and Beerus were both these two like entities that were like no one touched them, no one fucked with them at all.
Right.
Like way before this.
Absolutely. All right. So believe it or not, I mean, I still love the relationship between Beerus and Whis. I think this movie continues to like compound on that. It makes Beerus seem like less of a threat, which they did in Battle of Gods, which is cool, and kind of plays him now as like the comic relief, but also like the looming, like, oh, they might kill you, but it's still comic relief. I think overall their inclusion to the series is comic relief more than anything.
Even like Beerus's threats are like, ha ha ha, good one, Beerus. Like, we know you're not going to blow up Earth. So I'm not worried about you really doing it. You know what I mean?
How about I blow up Earth on you? And
I really love it.
Anywhere to go.
I really love it. He's like, only thing your useless planet is good for is your development on calories. You know what I'm saying? It's like, y'all got the best.
One more insubordination out of you.
Beerus is eating that straw hats. I want y'all to know that Beerus is gonna come get a burger.
You already know.
Listen, we might have to do a little collaboration with Beerus right there. All right. So that's the first half an hour of the movie.
That's the first half an hour. Very unserious, man. Just a lot of stuff going on. Just a very unserious half.
It's so crazy.
I don't know what is going on outside my house, but
it sounds like a Titan.
It's
to be honest with you.
Just for that, I would normally edit that out, but now I have to leave it in. I'm ready. Listen, I've watched enough episodes of the last 2 weeks. I'm ready, man. Get my gear ready. I'm here to scale.
Hey, man,
buildings.
Meelz turning to Levi? That shit would be crazy, bro.
Oh my god! Listen.
Chill out, nigga.
Hey, man, listen. Hey, Meelz is gonna be German suplexing Titans.
That's so great, bro.
Oh my god. Okay, so boom, Frieza lands on planet Earth with the aforementioned 100,000 niggas, and he destroys a nearby city just to kind of be like, all right, let's get these kids out of hiding. Let me blow that shit up, and I'm sure they're gonna see it. We're gonna see it. They're gonna show up. Everybody else. We get Piccolo, who shows up first, alongside Green Tracksuit Gohan, which has to be the worst Gohan out of all Gohan.
Just nasty.
Kid Gohan, Adult Gohan, Great Saiyan Man, all the other stuff. None of them are worse than Green Tracksuit Gohan.
Hey, listen, man. There's only one green tracksuit. There's only one green tracksuit in all of anime that I respect.
Yeah, we already know.
Talk about it.
Listen, bro. Listen. I got my other troop member here, bro. We already know. Listen, man.
That shit definitely, Fink shit definitely Gucci too.
That shit definitely Gucci, bro.
Like, they
he didn't even pay for it. He hit the credit card swipes for that one too.
He's a scammer on the low for sure.
Man.
Listen, promo code Troop. That's all you gotta say about that. Listen, Gohan definitely like, I think I'm gonna go jog in the morning. I think I'm gonna go for a jog. I was like, nigga, you a Saiyan. What are you talking about jogging? Why you have a jogging suit? Like you were saying. Fly.
He definitely does the grocery shopping. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Came in with the whole thing in his hands. And Tien arrives shortly after and makes a point to announce that he has not brought Yamcha or Chaozu to this because he doesn't think they could handle it. I will let you guys know, seeing this in the theater, This is the point where the entire theater erupted in laughter for no particular reason.
Because listen, and they have every right to do so. Because come on, TN, that was green as fuck. Like there was really no reason. There was no.
He didn't even announce himself. He didn't even say "What's up, guys." He was like, "I'm here. I didn't bring Yamcha Chaozu because I didn't think they could handle this."
It's
like
so
we don't
green.
even know what the threat is, baby.
Bro, like Piccolo sitting there, everybody else sitting there, like, I mean, okay, that makes sense. Like you have to say that shit out loud, man.
Yeah, man. We don't even know what the threat is. It could have been a bunch of tiny other clowns, and we could have needed Chaozu. It could have been a whole baseball team. We would have needed Yamcha.
You never know.
You never would know.
Frieza has challenged us to a baseball game. Where's Yamcha?
Oh my god. Krillin brings Master Roshi, which is fair. I mean, it is our first time seeing Master Roshi in action in quite some time.
Yeah, I like Roshi.
Hey, I like how he was riding on Krillin's back the whole way there too.
Yeah,
he was posted.
Can't fly.
Yoshi don't fly. I mean, Yoshi don't. Yeah, Roshi don't fly.
He was like, "Hey man, listen, the Uber can't get me there, so he's gonna have to pick me up." Literally pick me up.
Jocko arrives with Bulma in tow, and Bulma's very like, "That's Frieza, that guy." And she's talking wildcat shit. I was like, "You are definitely Vegeta's wife."
Yeah, you already know.
And she's like, "Just wait till Vegeta gets here." Blah 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 blah. All right, so boom. How did we rate? We're gonna talk about this entire thing in full. How would we rate this fight scene between the Z Warriors and the Frieza Force and the 100,000 niggas versus Tien, Roshi, Piccolo, Gohan, Jocko, and Krillin?
It was like it reminds me a bit of how the tournament was shaped, except with more exciting people in the tournament. When everything is just chaos and everybody's fighting. It did remind me of that a little bit. Obviously, that was after this. But I thought it was a bit long. I thought it was too long. The sequences, the caves, the water, there was just, and they just wanted to make sure everyone got their special move off, which that's what annoyed me about it. Everybody got tri-beam high and special beam cannon, destructive. We saw them all just because we got to give them some screen time, and it was just a little too long for me, but it was cool. Like I understood. I like the Roshi stuff. I keep calling this man Yoshi. I like the Roshi stuff. I thought that was nice, but Destructo Disc kind of boring. And at this point, I don't care about this.
Hey, now we want to talk about how that boy Krillin was pissing his pants.
Yeah, man, Krillin's scared of everything.
Bro, he was in there. Knees shaking, bro.
Hey man, you gotta think about it. Bro, like Krillin just died to Frieza. Like the nigga who killed.
Oh yeah, hey man, he said, hey, wait, we didn't even talk about that yet. Though. Wait. My nigga Krillin had to look his killer in his eyes, bro.
I guess that's true. I didn't even think about that. Actually, I didn't think about. He had
to look his killer in his eyes. It was in there.
Frieza definitely pointed him out. Frieza was like, "I remember you."
He was nigga.
Honestly. Krillin got the worst bit of Frieza, I would have to say, to be honest with you. Like that whole
blew that man up.
Man, I mean, not just that. Before that, he took the spikes to the chest or to the stomach.
Okay, listen, man, he was ragdolling that man. He had to look his killer in his eyes and couldn't do nothing. He had to just sit there and accept Frieza was sitting there talking dog shit about him. He couldn't say nothing back. What could he say back? And then not even this. He sends his henchmen at you, so it's like, all right, bro, I can't beat up the big boss, so I can at least beat up his homies. And he wasn't even like, he was sitting there like, bro, I don't know why I'm staying away from the heat of the
cop, man. He's a cop, man.
And listen, bro, once again, cop talk.
Hey, man, nah, you gotta free Krillin because even he's probably my favorite cop. Low key in anime right now,
wow.
Just because here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Power rankings of the cops.
Let me
power ranking cops.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing though, because Krillin in the beginning scene when he had the chase sequence with like the robbers and stuff, he's the only person who doesn't have a gun on his hip. Like he's so strong, he don't need a gun, dog. He could just punch these niggas out and just arrest them that way. Like he don't need a gun. Like he's supporting the movement, bro. Like. We ain't getting shot in the back. He's just like, you know what? I'm gonna knock y'all out. I'm gonna go about my day. You know what I mean?
Like,
Like,
he knocking, man. Look at who he knocking out though.
But that's what I'm, bro. I'm just saying, dog. Like, y'all gotta put a little bit more respect on Krillin. He facing his killer in his eyes. Like, dog, I know that I can't go out like this again. I can't go outside again. But like, fuck, dog. Like, I'm gonna at least try to do the best that I can. I got these sensu beans on my hip just in case shit go down. So you know what I mean? Like,
he brought him. Listen, he brought him. He had him in tow. He's like, listen, you ain't gonna catch me slipping this time. I got all of them.
I feel like they designated somebody for this now because they always end up forgetting sensu beans. So it's like, Krillin, it's your turn. Make sure you get
Frieza was pulling up in an hour. He said, let me get a haircut. Let me change my fit. Let me run up to Korin, get these sensu beans, and I'm gonna be right there. So don't even trip.
Don't even trip.
Well, listen, yes, that battle, I agree. It goes way too fucking long. There's a lot of, it just goes way too long. At this point, the giant red guy, whose name is just, I don't even
matter.
He doesn't even know his name.
Frieza Force 3.
Yeah, he tries to fight. He tries to fight Piccolo, and then Gohan steps in, and turns Super Saiyan 2 in his tracksuit, and he beats up the red guy, and then everyone gets sensu beans at the end to celebrate. And then Frieza decides, okay, I don't know why I brought these motherfuckers. We low on Frieza Force, but sometimes it's quality over quantity. And he blows up the rest of the Frieza Force. This is in the movie. I know there's a lot of other things that happen in the actual episode. Yeah. I know there's body changes, Captain Ginyu, all types of fun, freaky shit. Finally, Frieza gets out his hover pod. So here's the thing. Here's the difference between the movie and the fucking anime. Frieza gets out his hover pod, punches Gohan once, and then gets back in his hover pod, and Gohan's on the brink of death.
This part's so funny. Okay. Listen. This part's really funny to me. I feel like Frieza remembered what happened with Gohan the last time he saw him.
We talked about last episode?
Like, yes, and he was like, you know what? Let me I got to punch this nigga one good time because of what happened. So he did that. Almost killed Gohan, literally.
Almost killed him. Piccolo had to restart his heart.
Piccolo had to restart his heart, and then they gave him a sensu bean, and then Gohan gets right back in poses. That was the funniest shit to me because I was like, yo, dog. What are you really gonna do now?
What are you gonna do, bro? You could people got red hair now, man. The yellow hair shit ain't cutting it no more.
Dude.
Bro.
Frieza punches dude in his heart, bro.
Well, listen, it's way more pathetic in the actual anime version because he turns a whole man into Swiss cheese. Like he just
yeah, bro. He holy up.
Yeah, and it was crazy. I remember seeing that for the first time. I was like, this wasn't in the fucking movie. And I was just like, wow. Anyway, yes, incredibly pathetic. But they finally get in touch with Whis and Beerus, and they're like, get your ass down here. I don't care where he's at. Get my husband down here. They inform Goku and Vegeta that Frieza's here, and they're like, Frieza's there. And it's like, if I were Vegeta, I'd be like, for what?
Yeah, for real.
The smoke? Why you keep coming back,
bro? Yeah, you know how strong we are, bro?
Yeah, something along those lines. Anyway, someone has to the Z Warriors power up so Goku could get a lock on him. And hilarious moment. Come on, Vegeta, hold my hand. I'm not holding your hand.
Put the hand on this.
Yeah, not like that shit.
No, they hold hands. At the end of the day, he's like, it's a funny moment. I'll give it.
I mean, who would want to arrive to Frieza holding hands with Goku?
Hey,
Frieza was definitely like Frieza don't remember that.
Hey, Vegeta was on his Max B.
My wife is down there. What I look like holding another man's hand?
He was like, hey, yo, what are you talking about? Hold your hand. What kind of
Goku's like, I seen your white panties. Let's go. But the new debut. Okay, so now this is wild. This is already an hour into the movie. There's probably like 20, 25 minutes left. Yeah, but now they've just finally
20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Yeah, so now they finally show up. Frieza jumps into his final form, which of course, because he would have gotten washed by Goku. He's fighting Goku. Goku's fighting in his, his regular Saiyan form against Frieza fourth form. Lots of development. I mean, he's come a long way.
Very strange too, because when Frieza transformed, they make it visually shown that Vegeta and Goku are both shocked by how strong Frieza is, even in that form. So he's clearly much stronger. But then
there's more.
But then like Goku kind of still handles him at base form.
Goku's not pressed at any moment during this entire thing.
He's not. Like, bro, he came through. I don't think he stretched. He just kind of
there's no drama. It is this entire fight is built on the legacy of Goku versus Frieza from the Namek and Frieza arc, which we just talked about, but it's built on that. The entire movie itself was built on that. It's built on one more battle between Frieza and Goku, or Frieza and Vegeta, or wherever the hell is going to thing. But there's no sort of true drama because, all right, so there's a point we get Goku versus Frieza. Vegeta jumps in and like smacks up Goku and is like, yo, I want to fight now. And then Goku's like, yo, chill, I'm fighting now. And they fight over Frieza, which is wild.
Frieza's like, I want to fight Goku. That's whatever.
Goku says, okay, I know you got more power in you. To bring it out, I'm going to just bring out my power. And it is the most underwhelming debut of Super Saiyan Blue I've ever seen in my life.
Bro, and that was like the calmest reveal ever. Like, there was there any lightning? There wasn't even was there a lightning strike?
No earth shaking. No, when they shake the screen like you're, it's going crazy. Don't do that no more.
No, not at all.
They make it a point to say they can't feel his power at all. Like when he goes blue, they just can't feel any type of energy coming from him. So I think even Frieza is like, "Oh, is that all? Like I can't even feel anything. You insignificant."
I couldn't feel you before, so I just don't have that power. So, but yes, they 100% turn Super Saiyan Blue. Everyone's like, "Ooh, damn, it's blue now! Oh, that's crazy!" And then Frieza's like, "I'm gonna turn, gold." And he turns gold, and everyone's like, "Ooh, he's gold now! Ah, that's type crazy. I dig it." Like, and then everyone gets their new forms. It's wild because apparently Super Saiyan Blue is still like stronger than the gold. Maybe all right, so maybe it isn't thing that's stronger, but they pretty much point out within 5 minutes of this fight, "Oh, you got a weakness, bro. You got a weakness. There's not even. I already know your weakness. It don't even matter. This fight is over."
Can I say something? And why I think this movie doesn't like really.
Sure.
As far as trying to make a Goku versus Frieza 2, for something as large as it is, Frieza is really done wrong here. I think like he's not playing very well at all. He doesn't look strong at all. Like it just doesn't really. I don't know.
Most of the movie ain't even about him, to be honest with you.
It's Resurrection F. It's supposed to be the resurrection of Frieza. Frieza's back. He has a new form. He's this strong. But at this point in time, especially we've already started talking about God powers here. There's no time to have a new transformation that has a weakness. And the fact that they decided to give Frieza one was like super disappointing to me. And
absolutely.
Waters down the fight a little bit, So
I did like Frieza's transformation way more though. With the opera music and shit, man.
It looked cool. The aura, the lava red orange aura is hard. Like I liked what they tried to do. Maybe that's why blue was so underwhelming. I don't know, but I still just giving it a weakness was just kind of a cop out to figure out how to beat him again. I guess I don't know. I didn't really care for it.
I mean, they kind of go into it where it's like, oh, you just rushed here. You trained a little bit, and you just rushed here. The moment that you went golden, you gassed out. Like, of course, you got a little bit stronger, but you can't last like 6-7 rounds in the fight with us. You know what I mean? Like, so you even see before he even transforms, he's the only one with like a whole bunch of bruises. He got lumps on his head. Goku barely got a scratch on him, and he's just like, I got my power.
Shit's still pressed.
Like,
absolutely. But here's the thing. So they do that with that movie, but we also get like, you talk about in the next arc, the Future Trunks thing. They run into the future with no plan and then get washed and then jump back and then run back with no plan again and then get washed and have to come back again. And I'm just like, how can we say that about Frieza? How could you at least put the best villain of the series by far, bar none, in a situation where it gets to the point where it's like, it's not even an inconclusive battle. It's like, you ain't, I don't know what you thought you were doing, but that wasn't it. That's exactly what kind of Goku and Vegeta says.
I just didn't like that it's coming off the last time we saw Frieza, which was him getting washed even quicker from Trunks.
Yeah.
You know, and I just thought it was a weird thing to do to kind of like give us Frieza, you know, obviously originally in the Frieza saga and him being this, you know, just awful creature and very powerful and the stakes were so high. And then he comes back meta Frieza and gets destroyed in, you know, a minute. And then this, you know, I just thought it wasn't a good look for Frieza overall.
Right.
Maybe that's why
anyway,
he was so recently in Super. Who knows?
Well, we found the weakness to Super Saiyan Blue, and it is a quick shot to the heart. Because Sorbet made Goku pay for leaving his guard down. I originally thought it was a gun. I guess it wasn't really a gun. It was just
he sniped that man. He sniped him.
He got him with the pinky ring.
Shut his man with a ring.
Listen, Sorbet had to do tucked.
Do you know any information about the ring? Like, is there any information about that thing?
Nothing. I think the most that we get is like just them saying we got all this technology now in the last 15, 20 years while Frieza was dead. So I think that's probably the most that we get. We don't get anything else about the ring.
It is called, I just looked it up on Dragon Ball Wiki. It is called Bad Ring Laser. It is a technique used by Sorbet. I mean, it's right in the line of Frieza Force if you want to be.
Absolutely. Beams and all that, for sure.
Uses it on Shu and Mai in the beginning, which is 100% true, and then he uses it on Goku and blasts him right in the heart, and immediately Super Saiyan Blue is like, "Oh, bro, we could just shoot you in the heart." Damn, you couldn't even dodge that. I mean, we can't sense you, but you know, it's just a quick shot to the heart. Either way, Vegeta looks down on him like pathetic. Look at this. It's like, God, you let your guard down. All this other stuff. You made everyone think I'ma handle this. And Frieza's like, Vegeta. It's the Soldier Boy thing. Vegeta. You trying to come at me? Let's go. And then Vegeta also turns blue, and he's like, "Yo, fuck this game.
Why am I here? Why did I
Frieza's like, fuck this game. This is a wrap." Anyway, because Vegeta also does not kill Frieza immediately, Frieza decides, listen, fuck this game, and destroys the planet. It's a great destruction of the planet. It's much more effective than the Namek shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. He was like, F this. Like, listen, I've been dead for a minute, and during this time of thinking, I just had to learn that I have to blow up planets way quicker than I used to blow up.
Maybe he was training to that. That was the training.
He was doing. How fast can I blow up a planet?
Ooh, all right, got it. Either way, my favorite part, randomly favorite part, is Beerus saying, "Whis, let's get out of here."
Beerus is like, man, listen, we got food at the crib. Let's go.
Listen, they get in their little bubble thing, and everyone's forlorn. Goku's like, damn, we really should have killed him, shouldn't we? Like, we got all this power, but like, and I'm at that point, I'm looking at this movie like, what is this movie? This
has been a theme though throughout the movie. I mean, even when you watch watch it in the series too, of just Goku, like when he's fighting Frieza's like fighting dirty. You know, he's shooting at his homies and then like catching them lacking while he's trying to like save them. Mm-hmm. And he's doing all these little dirty tricks. Like he even tries to poke him in the eye once. Like all of these little things. And I know it's just a theme of Goku's always trying to do this like clean fighting thing. Like he's always just trying to like, listen, like we don't have to die. Like it's just one winner, one loser. You know, we go on our way. Granted, that's Goku's character in every single arc, even in this, you know, in the manga. I'm not even gonna get into that. I'm not gonna get into that. But you know, I think that you know it's funny when he's like, "Damn, bro, like maybe I do have to cross that line." You know, sometimes just to save me and the others that I care for.
Right. No, you're 100% right. So the Earth's blown up.
It's time.
Whis and Beerus is like, damn, you guys really fucked up. He's like, damn, Frieza blew himself up. He's like, Frieza's alive. Frieza has trained himself to survive all types of planetary destruction. You guys messed up. But because I'm Whis, and because we love the food on your planet, and because this game is hacked, I'm going to rewind it to 3 minutes. I can only rewind back 3 minutes. What you have to do is essentially stop Frieza from blowing up your planet. And Goku's like, I get a second chance at this? It's like a Christmas film or something. Like,
Wait, is this the only time Whis ever pulls this out, right?
Yeah.
Like he
never.
No,
He does it again.
He does do it again.
Why does he do it again?
He does it when what's his face is about to kill what's his face. Zamasu's about to kill Gowasu.
Yeah, it's later for the black.
Oh yeah, arc. I do remember that.
There we go.
And then,
that.
And then Beerus pulls up with the Hakai. He was like, haha.
Yeah, that's the other time he pulls it. I was like, man, like I swear we don't see this again, but he does. He has to confirm that boy Zamasu was on some murder shit.
Yeah. He's like, Hakai. I love that part. Whis turns back time. Vegeta's out there talking to Frieza. Goku comes in with the very LeBron-esque chase down Kamehameha wave. And murks Frieza entirely, which Vegeta is 100% angry. And then I guess he learns that they had to go back 3 minutes in the past. And he's just like,
hey, that's actually the end of the movie.
Yeah.
That's the end.
We literally just zoomed through Frieza being killed again. And like it was like
in the same amount of quickness too.
Hey, it's kind of funny though because it's like Vegeta is literally right there. He's holding the blast to Frieza's head, and Goku is like hundreds of yards away. Is like Frieza, Vegeta, get down! He shoots the blast. Like Vegeta, you couldn't just like let the blast off like right there. Goku had to shoot it from that far.
But it's just so underwhelming. I don't understand how like they really. I mean, they played Frieza. For it to be a movie about him, or it's supposed to be about him, they played him, man.
He on the poster. He definitely on the poster.
He's on the poster. That's it.
He got posterized.
Yeah.
Vegeta and Goku didn't even. This was not a major threat for them at all.
No, this movie was pretty bad. Considering all things, it doesn't age well, especially considering when you see the rest of Super and kind of how it evolves from there. It doesn't really age well. I guess the only thing that this kind of it doesn't really establish anything. Frieza's dead at the beginning of the movie. Frieza's dead at the end of the movie.
I think the only things that it kind of establishes is like the greater world with like the Jocko Patrol police and like Beerus sending Frieza off to kill Planet Vegeta.
Right.
Those are like the only two major
things. The Super Saiyan Blues.
Yes.
Super Saiyan Blues.
Or Blue to debut, even for the Blue to debut on this was still underwhelming. It proves that it's very powerful. I guess they can look at it from that aspect. But even without Blue, it looked like Goku and Frieza. It looked like Goku and Vegeta could have handled it.
Yeah. Blue isn't really
at that point.
Hey, I didn't like it, bro. Jeff, how you feel? He was switching, bro.
What you talking about?
Man. He was red one movie. He was blue the next. I ain't like that.
I feel about that. I honestly think the God form is like probably my favorite Goku. I'm not even gonna front on you. Just like how it looks aesthetically. I went over this with Meelz a few times. They make them look kind of young, like they're 16 and like, super clean. The animation changes completely. But I feel like he probably could have handled Vegeta. He could have handled Frieza in God mode if he wanted to. Like, they just made Frieza look so weak, man. And for it to be about him, it was just disappointing in that aspect. But
the explanation of Super Saiyan Blue was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Super Saiyan version of Super Saiyan God. So I was like, wait, Super Saiyan? Like I'm so confused.
Basically, Super Saiyan God is a base now. It's like it's a base form, and then from there,
Super Saiyan.
When you go Super Saiyan in God form, it turns blue. That's basically what.
And I was like, huh? I mean, all right, whatever.
This explanation was probably just as long as how they explained it in the movie or like the show.
Super Saiyan Blue 3, man. Super Saiyan Blue 3. You getting it?
Yeah. Listen, no, I'm pretty sure we're not. It looks like they're floating off into different exclusive things. Like we got Vegeta getting his what's it? I think it's like
Mystic
Ultra,
or like
it's like a Mystic Blue 2.
Blue 2.
Super Saiyan Chrome Blue.
Man, I think like, even now where they're at with all these transformations and stuff, they've definitely diverged on where Goku is going and where Vegeta is going. I don't
which
think
is
we're ever.
good.
Yeah, which is perfectly fine. Which I'm with it. I think that I don't think we're ever gonna see like Vegeta go Ultra Instinct ever, and I'm gonna be perfectly fine with that. Is he gonna go Super Saiyan Blue 3? I don't know, man.
We'll see what they give him. We'll see. He's gonna get something.
Is he gonna get a fro instead of like the long hair? Like I don't know. His hair gonna nap up? If Super Saiyan Blue 3 gives him give him cornrows or something.
They need to go ahead and introduce his brother in Super. I think it's coming.
Yeah. I think in hindsight with this movie too, like knowing what we know now as a part of like Super and like the manga, it's really interesting to see how this started out because, you know, like we said in the beginning, it is new Dragon Ball content and we haven't seen these characters in so long. But we also see like, you know, Gohan is rusty. We get Master Roshi back a little bit. Tien is dissing Yamcha and Chaozu. So it's like we get all of these things that, you know, follow up on Z. And as we go through with like story stuff in the manga, they come back and we get all the stuff that happens in the Tournament of Power with them training. It's like, you know, I don't want to be able to, you know, rely on Goku so much. I want to fight for my own power. Because especially after this whole arc with Gohan and everybody's just waiting on Goku and Vegeta to show up, like that hour was probably like the longest hour that they had fighting those 100,000 niggas just to hold it down before they show up. So it's like, you know, we get all of this stuff that happens later on, and I think it's really good for like a foundational point. That being said, nah, bro, the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're 100% right. In terms of the things that it's established, things that were introduced into the movie, it definitely did its part in like, okay, we're continuing to kind of unfurl this series or continue to try to open up what exactly Super is and stuff like that. And eventually after this arc, we get into the Universe 6 arc and the Trunks arc and all this other stuff, which continues to open up Dragon Ball. But in terms of just the enjoyment of this movie, being able to sit down and watch this movie, I can't see people watching this. It continues to reaffirm the point for me that maybe the Broly movie is legitimately the best Dragon Ball movie.
Yeah, flat out.
No,
you can rewatch it and still feel a certain way when you see certain scenes and all this other stuff like that. But yeah, this is, you know, it wasn't the best, but you know, we got through it. We got through it.
There. Yeah.
I'll say this: even though the movie was pretty whack, like Frieza's importance to this series is just very prevalent. Like
they make up for it. They
definitely make up for it. But like, you know, it's just like they continually bring him back and just have him like Frieza's damn near just as important to the series as Goku. Like
we're getting there.
It affects everything. In every arc, especially throughout Super, like Frieza's important and damn near after this, like in everything.
Absolutely. So definitely want to say thank you guys, especially the Big Eyes guys, for popping up on our show this week.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
You can definitely listen to the Big Eyes podcast. I mean, at this point, if you're listening to this podcast, a new episode of Big Eyes has been out for 24 hours. So make sure you tune into that episode where they're talking about all the newest in manga. Every week, you can tune into that. Tomorrow,
man. Listen to this episode because listen to yesterday's episode.
Absolutely. You're speaking in future tense, my friend.
I am. listen, because the boy, bro. Listen, if you was here for Sunday, you're there on Sunday. The boy, he revealed the name.
The
boy revealed the name. So if listen, yesterday's episode was a banger. Drop a promo. I dropped a promo of all promos.
Dropped a promo and the episode ain't even recorded yet. But you know what? We fire anyway. So definitely listen to that episode. And then tomorrow, of course, we have a new episode of Showdown.
We do.
What are we doing? What are we doing this week, Jeff?
It's Spike versus Vicious.
Ooh. Oh.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you gotta, man. Listen, this is a week of classics. Man. Y'all better follow the page. This is a week of classics.
We got one, bro. We got one. So
listen, man. Listen, just the reaction to that, just in general, says all that I need to just the reaction from all four of us about that is just like, wow, okay. So definitely listen to Showdown. Continue to listen to the content on The Lookout every week. Subscribe to The Lookout on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Google Play, YouTube, everywhere where you can subscribe to podcasts. You can subscribe to us, and make sure you follow The Lookout RNC on Twitter as well. We got a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline, especially you can look out for, more content. We got some stuff planned, especially over the next week or so. So maybe you want to follow The Lookout early. I'm just going to say that. Follow The Lookout early, and you won't even, if you stay ready, you won't have to get ready. So that's all I'll say about that. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.